Oh my gosh, there is a cicada winding itself up. Where's it going? I don't know. I have no idea. Where's it going? You guys, I had to put my glasses out that far because if not, they're gonna get dirty. But I don't like the way they look out that far. I should have worn my other ones. But here we are. Hi. The cicada. Where's it gonna go? I don't know. Like, doesn't it sound like it's winding itself up? I like them there. Look at the clouds. They're really pretty right now. I like the sky is also starting to change a little bit, so it's like I don't know. I'll let you see. You see for yourself. I'm like, am I seeing things? I swear. And you'll see. 1 second. Let me point you this way. My neighbor's car is up. Also, oh, why are you like that? Thank you, phone. I was gonna say, oh, it is warm outside. It's muggy outside, and I am going to glisten. The humidity. Oh my gosh, that cicada can shut its mouth. Look how pretty the clouds are. It's like, I don't know. They look, that's like, do you see what I'm saying? There's like a holographic thing look about them. Does that make sense? What I'm trying to say? Let me do it this way so you can show my neighbor's car. If the pink starts to show because of the sky changing, I think the sky is beautiful. That guy, it looks like a unicorn kind of. I don't know. Or like something, someone on, someone, this one over here, someone on top of someone going, charge. Yeah, the clouds look holographic to me. Put you here. Hello. So I'm going to put this under mornings with me because it's morning somewhere. So this would be a good exercise of meditation, of tuning that out. That thing can silencio. How's your day been? How's your evening been? How's your morning? Excuse me. I said I'd come back, so here I am. I did bring 2 books with me. One I've already read before, one I've read more than once. Why is my shirt doing that? Okay. And I'll say what I said here. I said, anyway, God today has been talking to me all about timing. All today. Yeah. The start of my son telling me his dream and like nodding some things to be, to come. To also the importance of waiting, listening to him. So, listen. Does anybody like the sound of cicadas? I don't know. Where is it winding up and going? What are you saying? Who are you talking to? Anyway, I might show the clouds. Legitimately, I think they look holographic. I don't know how to explain what it is that I'm talking about, but it's like they look. I don't know. Let's search what kind of car is that? Interesting. That's why that looks a little similar to one I have. Interesting. Sorry, I've been noting cars. I've not seen my car actually yet. I have seen similar cars, but not my car, not Airy. But let me show you these clouds again, and then I'll read the books that I had previously read before, that I've read more than once. The Prophet, because I love the way it sounds when it talks about on love. And then I brought this one back because I didn't get to finish. Well, you know, not that I was going to finish it, but like there was more sections I just kind of brushed through. But let me show you the clouds. Start over here because my neighbor's car. And then go like that, so I make sure I have it up high enough. Do 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 do. There's those clouds. And those clouds. And me. Okay. Oh, my glasses. Oh, pardon me. Okay. Ow. Just smacked myself. All right. I'm going through this. You know, I should read other sections. Let's see here. I took off the cover, the sleeve. Isn't that pretty? I think that's pretty. I've never read this whole entire thing. Oh. There's a lot in here. I'm interested to see. I'm going to read it first before I even dare to read it out loud. Ooh. Oh my gosh, I really enjoy this. I'm going to finish reading. I'm reading, and then I will read it out loud. I'm going to read this one out loud. I enjoy this. It's so pretty. Good job. I think it says who translated it. Good job. So good. So good. Okay. Oh. I've never read this before either. Okay, let's read. Okay, you guys ready? Sorry. Let's read this together for the first time. So this is The Prophet by Khalil Gibran. I do not know how to say some of these names. I'm so saying out loud. Okay. All right. The coming of the ship. Al-Mustafa, the chosen and the beloved, who was a dawn unto his own day, had waited 12 years in the city of Orphalese for his ship that was to return and bear him back to the isle of his birth. And in the 12th year, on the 7th day of Ailo, the month of reaping, he climbed the hill without the city walls and looked seaward, and he beheld his ship coming with the mist. Then the gates of his heart were flung open, and his joy flew far over the sea, and he closed his eyes and prayed in the silences of his soul. But as he descended the hill, a sadness came upon him, and he thought in his heart, how shall I go in peace and without sorrow? Nay, not without a wound in the spirit shall I leave this city. Long were the days of pain I have spent within its walls, and long were the nights of aloneness, and who can depart from his pain and his aloneness without regret? Too many fragments of the Spirit have I scattered in these streets, and too many are the children of my longing that walk naked among these hills, and I cannot withdraw from them without a burden and an ache. It is not a garment I cast off this day, but a skin that I tear with my own hands. Nor is it a thought I leave behind me, but a heart made sweet with hunger and with thirst. Yet I cannot tarry longer. The sea that calls all things unto her calls me, and I must embark. For to say, though the hours burn in the night, is to freeze and crystallize and be bound in a mold. Fain would I take with me all that is here, but how shall I? A voice cannot carry the tongue and the lips that gave it wings. Alone must it seek the ether. And alone and without his nest shall the eagle fly across the sky. Now, when he reached the foot of the hill, he turned again towards the sea, and he saw his ship approaching the harbor, and upon her prow the mariners, the men of his own land. And his soul cried out to them, and he said, Sons of my ancient mother, you riders of the tides, how often have you sailed in my dreams, and now you come in my awakening, which is my deeper dream. Ready am I to go, and my eagerness with sails full set awaits the wind. Only another breath will I breathe in this still air, only another loving look cast backward. And then I shall stand among you, a seafarer among seafarers. And you, vast sea, sleepless mother, who alone are peace and freedom to the river and the stream, only another winding will this stream make, only another murmur in this glade. And then shall I come to you, a boundless drop to a boundless ocean. And as he walked, he saw from afar men and women leaving their fields and their vineyards and hastening towards the city gates. And he heard their voices calling his name and shouting from field to field, telling one another of the coming of his ship. And he said to himself, Shall the day of parting be the day of gathering? And shall it be said that my eve was in truth my dawn? And what shall I give unto him who has left his plow in mid-furrow, or to him who has stopped the wheel of his winepress? Shall my heart become a tree heavy laden with fruit that I may gather and give unto them? And shall my desires flow like a fountain that I may fill their cups? Am I a harp that the hand of the mighty may touch me, or a flute that his breath may pass through me? A seeker of silences am I, and what treasure have I found in silences that I may dispense with confidence? If this is my day of harvest, in what fields have I sowed the seed, and in what unremembered seasons? If this indeed be the hour in which I lift up my lantern, it is not my flame that shall burn therein. Empty and dark shall I raise my lantern, and the guardian of the night shall fill it with oil, and he shall light it also. These things he said in words, but much in his heart remained unsaid, for he himself could not speak his deeper secret. And when he entered into the city, all the people came to meet him, and they were crying out to him with one voice, as with one voice. And the elders of the city stood forth, saying, Go not yet away from us. A noontide have you been in our twilight. What is that I'm feeling? A noontide have you been in our twilight. Don't mind me. I'm sorry. I guess I could have looked here to see if I see something. Okay, back to this. And when he entered into the city, all the people came to meet him, and they were crying out to him as with one voice. And the elders of the city stood forth and said, Go not yet away from us. A noontide have you been in our twilight, and your youth has given us dreams to dream. No stranger are you among us, nor a guest, but our son and our dearly beloved. Suffer not yet our eyes to hunger for your face. And the priests and the priestesses said unto him, Let not the waves of the sea separate us now, and the years you have spent in our midst become a memory. You have walked among us as a spirit, you have walked among us a spirit, and your shadow has been a light upon our faces. Much have we loved you, but speechless was our love, and with veils has it been veiled. Yet now it cries aloud unto you, and would stand revealed before you. And ever has it been that love knows not its own depth until the hour of separation. And others came also and entreated him, but he answered them not. He only bent his head, and those who stood near saw his tears falling upon his breast. And he and the people proceeded towards the great square before the temple. And there came out of the sanctuary a woman whose name was Almitra, and she was a seeress. And he looked upon her with exceeding tenderness, for it was she who had first sought and believed in him when he had been but a day in their city. And she held him, saying, Prophet of God, in quest of the uttermost, long have you searched the distances for your ship, and now your ship has come, and you must needs go. Deep is your longing for the land of your memories, and the dwelling place of your greater desires. And our love would not bind you, nor our needs hold you. Yet this we ask ere you leave us, that you speak to us and give us your truth. And we will give it unto our children, and they unto their children. It shall not perish. In your aloneness you have watched with our days, and in your wakefulness you have listened to the weeping and the laughter of our sleep. Now, therefore, disclose us to ourselves, and tell us all that has been shown you of that which is between birth and death. And he answered, People of Orphalese, of what can I speak save of that which is even now moving within your souls? Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Should I keep reading this out here? Or should I go inside? Is that too obnoxious? The cicada is what I'm talking about. Well, I really wanted to read on children. And the art's really pretty. I've read on love before. Maybe I should just take... This is really pretty. I like it a lot. I'm going to read on love again. And then I'll read on children. What should I do? Maybe this is what I'll do tomorrow. Not that I'm going to go through this whole thing. It's really good. I'll do on giving. Maybe I'll read stuff I've never read before. I'm going to read on children. And a woman who held a babe against her bosom said, Speak to us of children. And he said, Your children are not your children. They are the sons and daughters of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, yet they belong not to you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you. For life goes not backward, nor tarries with yesterday. You are the bows from which your children, as living arrows, are sent forth. The archer sees the mark upon the path of the infinite, and he bends you with his might, that his arrows may go swift and far. Let your bending in the archer's hand be for gladness. For even as he loves the arrow that flies, so he loves also the bow that is stable. That's the art for that. Okay, and then I'll do on giving. On giving. Then said a rich man, Speak to us of giving. And he answered, You give but little when you give of your possessions. It is when you give of yourself that you truly give. For what are your possessions but things you keep and guard for fear you may need them tomorrow? And tomorrow, what shall tomorrow bring to the over-prudent dog bearing bones on the trackless sand as he follows the pilgrims to the holy city? And what is fear of need but need itself? Is not dread of thirst when your well is full, thirst that is unquenchable? There are those who give little of the much which they have, and they give it for recognition, and their hidden desire makes their gifts unwholesome. And there are those who have little and give it all. These are the believers in life and the bounty of life, and their coffer is never empty. There are those who give with joy, and that joy is their reward. And there are those who give with pain, and that pain is their baptism. And there are those who give and know not pain in giving, nor do they seek joy, nor give with mindfulness of virtue. They give as in yonder valley the myrtle breathes its fragrance into space. Through the hands of such as these God speaks, and from behind their eyes he smiles upon the earth. It is well to give when asked, but it is better to give unasked through understanding. And to the open-handed the search for one who shall receive is joy greater than giving. And is there aught you would withhold? All you have shall someday be given. Therefore, give now, that the season of giving may be yours and not your inheritors. You often say, I would give, but only to the deserving. The trees in your orchard say not so, nor the flocks in your pasture. They give that they may live, for to withhold is to perish. Surely he who is worthy to receive his days and his nights is worthy of all else from you. And he who has deserved to drink from the ocean of life deserves to fill his cup from your little stream. And what desert greater shall there be than that which lies in the courage and the confidence, nigh the charity of receiving? And who are you that men should and who are you that men should rend their bosom and unveil their pride, that you may see their worth naked and their pride unabashed? See first that you yourself deserve to be a giver and an instrument of giving. For in truth it is life that gives unto life, while you, who deem yourself a giver, are but a witness. And you receivers, and you are all receivers, assume no weight of gratitude, lest you lay a yoke upon yourself and upon him who gives. Rather rise together with the giver on his gifts as on wings. For to be over mindful of your debt is to doubt his generosity, who has the free-hearted earth for mother and God for father. Ooh. For to be over mindful of your debt is to doubt his generosity, who has the free-hearted earth for mother and the God for father. That's good. That one. Okay. Should I read one more and then we can look at the clouds, paying attention to the time here. What's this one? I'm gonna skip to, no, I don't feel I'm just, let's do something different. Okay. I'm gonna read. I don't know why I keep leaning forward. I'm going to read on beauty, and then we can look at some clouds, and then I will say adieu. I will bid adieu. Yeah, that's the way to say that. Okay, on beauty. And a poet said, "Speak to us of beauty." And he answered, "Where shall you seek beauty, and how shall you find her unless she herself be your way and your guide? And how shall you speak of her except she be the weaver of your speech?" The aggrieved and the injured say, "Beauty is kind and gentle. Like a young mother half shy of her own glory, she walks among us." And the passionate say, "Nay, beauty is a thing of might and dread. Like the tempest, she shakes the earth beneath us and the sky above us." The tired and the weary say, "Beauty is of soft whisperings. She speaks in our spirit. Her voice yields to our silences like a faint light that quivers in fear of the shadow." But the restless say, "We have heard her shouting among the mountains." And with her cries came the sound of hoofs and the beating of wings and the whirring of lions. At night the watchmen of the city say, "Beauty shall rise with the dawn from the east." And at noontide the toilers and the wayfarers say, "We have seen her leaning over the earth from the windows of the sunset." In winter, say the snowbound, "She shall come with the spring leaping upon the hills." And in the summer heat the reapers say, "We have seen her dancing with the autumn leaves, and we saw a drift of snow in her hair." All these things have you said of beauty, yet in truth you spoke not of her, but of needs unsatisfied. And beauty is not a need, but an ecstasy. It is not a mouth thirsting, nor an empty hand stretched forth, but rather a heart inflamed and a soul enchanted. It is not the image you would see, nor the song you would hear, but rather an image you see though you close your eyes, and a song you hear though you shut your ears, though you shut your ears. It is not the sap within the furrowed bark, nor a wing attached to a claw, but rather a garden forever in bloom and a flock of angels forever in flight. People of Orphalese, beauty is life when life unveils her holy face. But you are life, and you are the veil. Beauty is eternity gazing at itself in a mirror, but you are eternity, and you are the mirror. Wow. Wow. I love it. Cicada, shh. You know what? At least I guess it's only that one. It could be more. I'm putting the sleeve back on. How pretty. Okay, let's look at the sky. They look holographic. I don't know how to explain it to you. There's like a fuzziness to them. Let's see here. Okay. See? Look, I'll even zoom out. I can't zoom out anymore. But see, that's zoomed in. Zoom out. That looks like a... Doesn't it look like a sea creature? Okay. Oh, let me pray. I didn't pray to start with, but that way you can just, whatever may be going on. God, I thank you so much for your goodness and your mercy. I ask that you please be with whomever may come across this. May they hear and see your love above all else. Help them with whatever they're needing to get done, to complete. Thank you for the ways, God, that you have shown up, met them. God, help us to see the ways you show up and meet us, the ways that you show up for us, defend us, protect us, God. Thank you, Lord, for opening my eyes today to just trusting you for what's to come, trusting in your timing. That's the message I've gotten today. How you really do protect and care. You just have to pause and listen. And God, I ask that you please show your love, God, the way that each of us responds, God, an expression that each of us can understand, our own personal way. God, I ask that humbly. You don't have to, but I believe you delight in it. Smiling and flashing your presence. Amen. Okay, thank you so much for your time and attention. I really, 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 really appreciate you. Have a good day, night, evening, morning, whatever it may be for you. Bye-bye.